Assalamualaikum and hi. Today I would like to present about industrial training. Okay, so I would like to introduce you my team members. The first one is Nur Hazwani, and the second one is Aida, which is me, and the third one is Nurul Solehah. So let me introduce ourselves. So actually we are from Faculty of Plantation and Agrotechnology, and our program's code is FPA210. So for this subject, name is FPA210, which is the subject for our industrial training, and we take this subject when we were in third semester. So today I would like to tell you about the background of our industrial training place. So the place for our industrial training is in Shefang UITM Jiaxing. Okay. Okay, so there are several types of crops in that available in Shefang UITM Jiaxing. The first one is herbs. The second one is pasture. The third one is coconut. Next is coffee, oil palm, rubber, pineapple, and cocoa. So there are 8 types of crop that available in Shefang UITM Jiaxing. Okay, the practical training activities that we choose for our presentation is about propagation process. So, what is the definition of propagation? Propagation is the process of growing new plants from a plant, having all the original characters from the variety of sources such as seeds, cutting, and other plant parts. Okay, the methods of oil palm propagation. So there are two methods of oil palm propagation. The first one is artificial pollination and the second one is natural pollination. So for the artificial pollination, it involves male and female inflorescences. While the natural pollination, it involves natural pollination by an African beetle known as Lidobius camerionicus. So the functions of propagation. The first function is helps to produce large number of offspring in short time and with minimum mortality. And the second function helps to produce new breeds of plant varieties with improved genetics. The third function to improve quality and quantity of the plants on the commercial base. And the last function, it can produce accurate genetic replicas of parent plants in vegetative plant propagation. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of propagation process? So, the advantages of propagation process is it is easily transported. The second advantage, the disease and disease-causing agent are transferred to the next generations more slowly in seed than in vegetative propagation. And the third advantage is seeds can last at least until the following growing season. So the disadvantages of propagation process, plants do not identical to their parents. The second disadvantage is it delay in fruit production, and the third disadvantage is there are plants do not generate any seeds at all, or if they do, the seeds are not viable.
Next, I will explain the problem in field. The first problem is restriction for entry to the field. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the farm management unit did not allow any physical activity to be performed on the farm. This is to prevent the virus from affecting students on a large scale. The second problem is making change in learning method. Learning and work that should have been done physically had to be converted to online learning. This put pressure on both parties, where initial party had to be changed at the last minute. Besides, physical learning is more effective than online learning. The third problem is student health and safety. When industrial training began, most students were infected with the COVID-19 virus. To ensure the safety and health of students, face-to-face learning that involved touch and involved many people had to be avoided to reduce the rate of infection. The last problem is lack of skill. Students will lack skill for not doing physical activity on what is being learned. Practical training will make students better understand and know the practice more clearly. In addition, the skill to use the tools will also be reduced because they do not have opportunity to use them. For the next point, I will explain the recommendation to overcome the problem. First is provide video of related activity. This helps students to better understand the activity being learned. This way is more effective to understand than completing report assignment and finding information only about the topic given for the daily task. The second recommendation to overcome this problem is monitoring from supervisor. The supervisor on the team should check that the report made by the student is correct and accurate about the activity they are carrying out. This will show that the student correctly understand the given assignment.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. So my name is Nurul Solehah Binti Kamaruddin. So today I will present to you about the limitation during this industrial training and the conclusion. First of all, when it comes to the limitation, we all have been exposed that during 2019 until now, pandemic COVID-19 has been spread in Malaysia. So first of all, how COVID-19 related with the limitation during industrial training is it was lack of practice-based learning since we cannot practice the things we have learned by hand. We finish our industrial training through online platforms such as WhatsApp and Google Meet. Instead of do the activity by ourselves, we have to search about the activity through online platform, which lead to limited reference sources. Sometimes a web-based learning system will make us having a miscommunication between perceived knowledge and the actual knowledge. And lastly, I would say that work from home term is not suitable training for us as a plantation student, since I personally think that this type of training will not produce skilled worker a short time since we can't practice it by hand. But during this pandemic COVID-19, it is reasonable and sure it gave us a new experience that we will never forget. In conclusion, industrial training is a really good program and recommended to our fellow friends since it helps to enhance and develop our knowledge about the industry in plantation. It was a good experience and memories for us. This cooperation between Share Farm UiTM and UiTM Jasin campus is very successful to make the student increase their knowledge and give motivation to us due to this pandemic COVID-19. And this industrial training improved us a lot in terms of knowledge, and we are glad to finish this practical successfully and got a lot of knowledge. Hopefully we can succeed this practical subject.